Hello, my loyal subjects. Heather Blossom here. And what is it about utter pieces of crap in fictional settings that fascinates me so much? No, the other one. No, the other one. The imp one! Thank you. Anyways, yes, Crimson is the focus of my curiosity this time around. Why? Well, the guy is a bundle of ego and issues, and I love unwrapping layers of character flaws more than a birthday present, so let's dive in. I find it difficult to pick a place to begin with the dissection of this case, so why not start with the obvious? The man is an utter bastard, greed-ridden mafia boss who's a horrible dad and a wife murderer. You could say he is what his surroundings made him to be. The mafia isn't just something you try one day and roll with. It's a lifelong pursuit that can start the day you're born. The way Crimson carries on, that seems exactly the case, as he practices customs and traditions like they're second nature, which someone only really would if they were born into a generation-spanning dynasty. The fact that Crimson insisted that Chaz couldn't just be sworn into the family but needed to be married goes to show just how deeply ingrained the mafia customs have been hammered into him over the years. It's funny to think about, but crime syndicates that consider themselves above petty felonies function a lot like faux nobility. They are weirdly concerned with appearance, lineage, and etiquette. The mafia is famous for this. They are always well dressed, have a set of mannerisms they expect out of their peers and subordinates, and as we've seen, they make treaties and alliances the same way members of royalty would, through arranged marriages and the like. My guess is that's the only way Crimson could have gotten a wife, especially one that bangin'. Damn, that is a tall drink of water if I ever saw one. Ooh, poor choice of words on my part. Well, point being, this seemed a marriage of convenience, likely an alliance between the Greed crime family and one from Wrath if her design is anything to go off of. It makes one wonder though, if she herself came from a crime family, why did she seem so resistant to her son participating in such activities related to the family business? To that, I would refer you to the 1990 book, Mafia Marriage. It basically illustrates exactly the position Crimson's wife could have found herself in. In this, the protagonist and author Rosalie Bonanno isn't very well versed in what her family actually does, and what awaits her in the marriage that is arranged for her. We have to keep in mind that Crimson's time does not seem very progressive. Women probably didn't participate in many of the dealings, and were often used as pawns to further alliances, leading to this loveless marriage, it would seem. But this scene always stuck out to me. Crimson clearly reached out to his wife. This would imply, at least on Crimson's end, that there was some affection, even if it wasn't returned. Throughout his life, while having the influence of the crime family on his side, I bet there is very little that Crimson couldn't obtain. Wealth, power, drugs, women, but all of that couldn't buy him one thing. He could make this woman marry him, but he couldn't make her love him. Not even the bond of parenthood seemed to be able to do it. Now, I don't think that was the sole or even the main reason Moxie was born. Customs like this usually dictate that the heads of family must bear at least one heir. But in relationships like this, it's not unusual for one party to assume that the presence of an infant will somehow improve the overall bond. Spoiler alert, that literally never works. The presence of Moxie most likely exacerbated their issues, as the mother in question clearly wanted better things for her child. Which is a shame for Crimson. She doesn't seem a hard person to fall for. She was beautiful and was shown to have the capacity to be very kind. Something she might have shown Crimson occasionally, but she showed to Moxie constantly, which led to much resentment on Crimson's end towards his wife and clearly to his son. I would go as far as to say that he was envious of Moxie and likely still is. Moxie might have been too mild-mannered for Crimson's taste, but he was also a ballistic prodigy, the person who his wife loved unconditionally, and obviously more than her husband, and he found a devoted, loving, and utterly badass wife of his own. Now, more than ever, when his organization is on the brink of destruction, he's made enemies of beings capable of magic beyond imagination, and the number of those loyal to him dwindles every day, I'm confident that Crimson doesn't feel remorse, but jealousy. The imp who was close to having it all now has next to nothing to show for it, and it's all thanks to this fucking possum his wife shit out.
That's why your shoes raggedy. That's why your mama dead. Dead as hell. What shoes she got on?
But hey, that's just what I'm thinking. Tell me what you think about Crimson in the comments below. Until then, please like, subscribe, and let all hell break loose.